Good morning, Virgo. Welcome to 7-Star Tarot. This is your mid-May reading. I'm talking to my analytical, perceptive problem solvers, Virgo. Humble, industrious, practical, kind, sympathetic Virgos, always wanting to improve a process. Very intellectual, Virgo. So, we had some cards come out in the pre-shuffle. So, as yourself, the happy family card came out. So, this is saying maybe you're thinking about your family and your friends at this time. It's encouraging you certainly to seek support from those people. But this is like kind of center to the spread. So I think this is like forefront of your mind is, and maybe where are those, family and friends that I want to have around me? If you don't have them around you at the moment, then, maybe they're coming in. So we also have, I'm sorry, guys, but we do have some past energies coming in, but they are in the reverse. So we have this rather evil-looking woman holding a coin. Are you going to focus on me? Sort of. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I don't know. She doesn't look that like... I'm not getting a great vibe off this woman, to be honest. She came out in the reverse. So... yeah, this is like, to me, this is saying that maybe there was somebody in your past quite materialistic, that was like affected, that is still affecting you, I think, is coming out because it's in the reverse. So, someone quite materialistic, maybe someone who was, just quite kind of like, maybe egotistical. I don't know. I just don't get a good energy off this lady. Her cat is kind of like looking for she's like looking for something to grab, kind of thing. I don't know. They look like they're going to take something from you, So maybe you had somebody. It could be a feminine energy or masculine. It could be in the past who, maybe you felt like upset a family situation, or maybe, she was like just a materialistic person, basically. And you've got deceit coming out as well. This guy looks really great, doesn't he? Look, he looks very honest. This chap here, he's obviously after your money as well. So maybe you had somebody after your money, in the past, or like lying to you, kind of just not very nice people, basically. He came out in the reverse as well. So if you have experienced something like that in your family or friendship group, I'm sending you lots of love. It's not very nice. But they're in the reverse, so it says that we're moving on from it. So in our pre-shuffle, we had come out, in our overall energy, we had 3 of Wands in reverse, which she came out in reverse. So this focus, I need to figure this out, how to focus this camera. But so she's left her little town, she's feeling like confident. She's got her ship full of ideas and full of new hopes and dreams. She's looking out to the horizon. In the reverse, there's maybe a kind of a sense of not moving forward, a sense of like maybe not necessarily feeling trapped, but maybe just not having like the oomph and the drive and the desire there. Maybe you're having like some, because of what's happened in the past, perhaps, somebody kind of affecting your self-esteem, affecting, your self-belief, and maybe even just literally affecting your ability to kind of like get things done. If you get into bad habits with people in relationships, it can affect you in the long term. And then we have 10 of Wands, which came out sideways. So she's carrying lots of flowers, and she needs to pick up another 10 flowers there. So there's just like loads of work to do. She's not able to appreciate the beauty all around her. And yeah, she's just got all this work to do, even though all these flowers are like amazingly beautiful. So she's engaged in some, some beautiful work, but she's not able to appreciate it. It came out sideways, so this is kind of like part way between sort of like putting the burden down. Like, do I put the burden down? Am I able to put the burden down? Am I able to like delegate to other people? Am I able to like just let some of these burdens go, some of these things that I have to do? Maybe you feel like you've got too much to do. Maybe you feel like you've taken on too much. And that's, caused you to feel like, maybe you're not 100% right now, with the Three of Wands in reverse. Maybe you're not, and all this stuff happening in the past. And it's affected your, I feel like it's affected your personal life. It's maybe affected other relationships, or you affected your ability to form relationships with other people because of this, deceitful kind of energy in the past. This deceit could be, self-deceit as well. Would you like try to convince yourself that a person that you had in your past had your best interests at heart, but maybe they didn't have your best interests at heart, and that left you in quite a like a depleted state, a state where everything seems like difficult. Because when you lose someone who you thought cared about you, and you thought had your best interest at heart, and then maybe it turned out that they didn't, that can be very emotionally draining. So the Ten of Wands could be emotionally draining. With it coming out sideways and kind of wanting to almost go into reverse, or not sure whether it's upright or reverse. The Ten of Wands in reverse can actually be like collapsing under the weight of everything, but it came out sideways, so I don't think you are collapsing under the weight of everything. I think you're kind of like in the process of turning it around. And the next two cards kind of confirm this. So we've got Judgment and the Sun. So Judgment is obviously about kind of like leaving the past in the past, really. This is the angel blowing the horn to say, right, it's done, it's over. The well done. The beast has come, the world has ended in fire and brimstone. It's all burnt to the ground, and now is the time to begin again. So, the ability to leave the past in the past, and this is, major arcana are indicating kind of fated energies, or and energies coming in to you from the universe, whereas the minor arcana is more kind of like self-generated forces or energies. So this is the energy that's occurring for you, is the Judgment. The world is saying it is time to leave this kind of stagnancy, or leave this sort of struggle behind, leave the memories of being hurt, of being betrayed maybe, and to now move into, a sense of like courage, abundance, appreciating, with the bird over her eye there, appreciating the dark that you've had to experience, the dark times, the difficulties that you've had to experience. But coming into the light, and starting to become free, from all of these kind of past burdens and past energies which have kind of kept you stuck to a degree. So let's see. Ooh, Ace of Swords flipping straight out. So what have we got here? We're looking at the past here. So in the past there was Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, so in the past you did realize a truth. You did realize a truth. You have the Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. And the Hanged Man. So you realize the truth about a situation in the past, that something was not going to work, that this was a failed endeavor, and maybe this was with this person, this materialistic person from your past. You know, something wasn't going to work out. Either yourself or the other person was quite kind of like, egotistical, you know, not very fair. King of Swords in reverse is quite like, quite unfair, quite cutting, quite, you know, like can be cruel. Maybe you felt that it was quite a harsh truth, you know, a cruel truth. That what you wanted to have work out with this person didn't work out, and maybe it put you in a in a state where you were like in your head, you know, maybe some words were exchanged. Maybe you were quite harsh with your words after you realized that this person kind of, you know, didn't really have your best interests at heart, that they weren't going to help you achieve what you wanted to achieve. They were kind of just out for their own thing. You realize the truth of this, and this kind of put you... the Hanged Man is in reverse. Look. He's in reverse, but he sort of looks like he's not in reverse because he's sort of like standing upright. So maybe this seemed like it was a situation that was going to work out in time, but then you kind of had the realization that it wasn't going to work out. And, you know, maybe there was a sense of like, Hangman in reverse is like about sort of martyrdom, about you having to sacrifice yourself for something, and also like feeling like the world is kind of against you, and just sort of feeling like a martyr, feeling like that you just have to sacrifice everything for everybody else. But you know, you saw the truth about this situation. You saw the truth, and you cut it off ultimately, and so you are sort of moving beyond it now. So, what do we have in our goal and outcome situation, or sort of future situation, if you like? Okay, so we have Page of Cups in reverse, and then we have Eight of Pentacles. Page of Cups in reverse. I think, you know, you're not giving emotionally to this. You know, you're not. Here he is with his little fish in his cup. You're not going to give emotionally to people that are just coming with like a very small offer. And also you're going to be aware of like people coming with an offer that doesn't really have any kind of value. So yeah, and I think you just want to focus on your work, you know, focus on your pentacles, just like throw yourself into your work, you know, turn that Three of Wands upright again. So you've got like, you've got some motivation and kind of vision for the future. And just like perfecting whatever your craft is, starting to perfect your craft. Do we have another one for the goal? Or what is Virgo trying to achieve? Okay, King of Pentacles in reverse. King of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. In the terms of trying to achieve that. So you're obviously, you know, looking to achieve abundance. But I'm getting like, with it in reverse, you're not bothered about like the material. Okay. You're wanting to work on your pentacles. Or, you know, pentacles. You're wanting to work on your money, on your abundance, on your craft, on your ability to kind of get things done, on the systems and the processes that you have in your life, which are able to, kind of create abundance. Virgo is very interested and always enthusiastic about developing the systems and the processes and refining the methods by which things are done in your life. But with the King of Pentacles coming in reverse, what I'm getting is out of this is that you're not bothered about all of the, the grapes, and look at the grapes all hanging. I always think about just how many like grape bunches of grapes he has hanging off his chair and stuff. And it's just like, it's just kind of a bit over the top, really, this guy. And you're not bothered in having like a flashy life where you kind of, lots of bling and like, a fancy car or, a big house or any of these kind of, and like an expensive watch or any of these kind of things that kind of maybe this person in the past or the, materialistic people who've kind of negatively affected your reality, your social reality, have kind of been, like interested in, like, the woman in this is like a kind of King of Pentacles, the woman holding a coin. Look she's gripping onto that coin, people who have, there are people out there who like maybe even don't have a lot of wealth, but they kind of like grip onto it very tightly because they haven't got it. And then even people who do have a lot of wealth, they're gripping tightly onto it. And it's like, as a Virgo, you're not working for the sake of having all that money. You're working for kind of like the joy of the outcome of the process. And so, I think the guidance here would be to really like to focus on, to focus on the process of you achieving, something. So what does Virgo, what should Virgo be focusing on here? Oh, there we go, straight out. Hello. Let's take those two and see what we have here, because I want to do some oracle cards as well, and that the Metatron oracle deck does take a while. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Death in terms of what Virgo should be focusing on. Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, with the Death. So yes, she's quite, the Queen of Cups is very dreamy, isn't she? She's sort of like, she's there, she's holding a seahorse, she's sitting on her clamshell, she's like very dreamy. In the reverse, she's almost kind of becoming too dreamy, too embroiled and too immersed in her emotions. I think you've been very immersed in your emotions, Virgo, about the past. Probably quite upset about how people have treated you. And maybe particularly with regard to your money, people, just kind of like trying to get your money out of you, or just like seeing you as a kind of thing rather than a person. Virgo is a person too, guys. And I think that's put you into a Queen of Cups in the reverse, which is, maybe just sometimes too dreamy, too much in the emotional sphere. Maybe, out of control emotions. So I think what we want to be doing is bringing the transformation to this, bringing the death to this. Death is a beautiful process. We have look how that just came straight into focus there. The skeleton, the flowers kind of growing from inside. The death is a process, an ongoing process. It's not an immediate thing. It's something which occurs over time. And now, so I think coming out of this overly emotional space will happen over time as you learn to kind of like put some of the burdens down, maybe delegate some tasks or put some tasks off, or just simply like let go of some of the tasks that you've taken on, some of these things you've taken on that just seem too much to you at the moment. and kind of calling judgment on, okay, the things that have happened in the past. Yes, okay, there's choices that you've made and choices that other people have made, and the karmic consequences of those things. But once the judgment is made, you can move forward and you can become transformed. And yeah, so I think this is very much about moving forward to the sun, by focusing on yourself, focusing on your work, and focusing on what makes you feel free, what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel renewed, what gives you like a new sort of sense of just renewal. So, can we have an oracle card? So we're going to do a Wisdom of the Oracle, and I do want to do a Metatron card. They are quite long, the descriptions to the Metatron oracle cards, so let's see how we get on. By the book. So we got by the book with the elephants going in a row. So elephants are about like longevity, aren't they? Reliability. They're obviously going on quite a long journey across the desert there. So yeah, it may seem like you're going through the desert of the real at this time, Virgo. But take comfort in the friends and the family that you have around you where possible. Okay, the oracle's message. The universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them, rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules, even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. Right, so this is about abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs and universal laws. Right. So I'm getting the Eight of Pentacles here as well, like, go to work at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, finish work at 5:30 or 6 o'clock, whatever. Like, take comfort in the structures that have been provided to you in your society and in your surroundings, and also the structures which you've created for yourself. Remember, like, we're working towards this family, this happy family card. This is the first card that came out today, the happy family. So this is what we're sort of aiming for here. And yeah, you need to work on your own craft and your trade, and you need to work on your own life, to get to a point where your family and your friendship group like works, where you're all in the sun together and you kind of leave the past behind. So let's see what Metatron has to say. I love these cards, they're so nice. With the gilded edges and the macabre symbol on the back. So let's see, what message does Metatron have for Virgos today in terms of achieving our dream of happy family and friendship groups, our happy family life, focusing on ourselves and our work, leaving our burdens behind, and coming out of the emotions of the past. So we have blessings and thanks. Oh gosh, we've got quite a few. Retreat, rest and pause. I'm only going to read one of these. Okay. So we have retreat, rest and pause. which is the one I'm going to read. An Om symbol there in the middle. It's about meditation, isn't it? We have blessings and thanks, abundant universe. So the universe is abundant. You know, the angels and our spirit guides are always there, providing us what we need. So be careful of coming from a lack mentality. Maybe people who you're dealing with in the past were coming from a lack mentality, and that was, you know, and this is this King of Pentacles in reverse again. You know, you don't want to be coming from this kind of like, it's basically a lack mentality, you know? The universe is abundance. You just need to get yourself in the right place to receive it. And then we have communication, speak up and be heard. We've got message in a bottle there. So, you know, if you're going through a tough time, it can feel difficult sometimes to reach out to people in your life and say, hey, you know, I could do with some support, especially when we feel like we kind of have to go it alone with our work. But yeah, I think we have to, actually, I'm going to read that one. I think that's the more important one. Retreat, rest and peace. Take time to retreat and rest and be peaceful. You know, if things feel like they're getting a bit too much, just chill. Just take a minute and chill. Okay. Communication. Speak up and be heard. Card number 5 links to planet Mercury, which rules communication and mental powers. Which we're now in retrograde, aren't we? Mercury retrograde, so it could be even more important to be able to speak up and be heard. You are asked to let out all that you've bottled up inside of you for so long, waiting for the right conditions and the right time to be heard. You are asked to dig deep, shatter the walls of glass you have placed around yourself, and say all that is needed to clear the air and voice your truth. So often we are afraid to voice what feels unspeakable, our own true desires, wishes, opinions, and feelings, and yet by doing this we hide the truth of who and what we are. One of the most beneficial things that a baby does is learn to talk. The joy of those first few words spoken and the ability to communicate their needs and exchange dialogue with another is a huge gift. However, as we grow, we may learn that our voice isn't being heard and our views are not appreciated or acceptable, and so we grow silent. Archangel Metatron stands ready to help you dissolve your fear. Whatever your wishes are for communication, allow this now. It may also be that you're waiting for an important message or to hear someone express how they truly feel about you. Are you open to hearing the truth without judgment, blame, or expectation? If so, ask for this now too. Let your words be soft, gentle, and loving. If others raise their voice, lower yours. If others speak in hate, speak love back. When others feel unheard, allow them to express themselves to you. Communication is also about learning to listen. You're encouraged to use non-verbal forms of communication as well. Journal, write poetry, create affirmations, paint, play music. Expression takes many forms. Do anything that feels right to unlock your emotions and honor them. It may also be that Archangel Metatron wishes to speak through you to channel his voice into your life, your home, your workplace, and your world, to allow his wisdom to be spoken through you and his words of love, truth, and light to be made manifest. His voice can be your voice. How does it feel to hear that? Do you speak with his love? Allow healing blue light to flow into it, freeing it up to be a vessel of the divine, which is what you are. When your words are in alignment with this divine truth, no harm can befall you and no judgment can come, because the one who hears it knows it is the voice of love. You're encouraged to chant, tone, and sing, and to do so loudly, who and what you are. Your voice is needed. The time to hear it is now. Let it be a force for good in this world. Your voice is unique and belongs to you. Let others hear its beauty, conviction, and strength. Wow. I told you they were long, but that was an amazing message. So yes, let yourself be heard, and also let yourself be open. If you want to hear truth, for example, from someone coming from your past, or, from someone from your past, if you feel like there is a truth that you want to hear, and there was the deceit card there, wasn't there? Yeah, and be open to that. If you want to hear that truth, be open to it, and make sure that you are open to it. If and when it comes in, don't expect it to come in, because we know when we expect something to come in, it doesn't. A watch pot never boils, does it? So let it go, but also, be open to it. And yeah, you can ask Metatron for assistance in that as well. And also, what I got from that is to communicate, not necessarily only verbally, but also, get your journal out. If you don't have a journal, start a journal. You don't have to do it every day, but maybe every other day or every 2 or 3 days. And just, write what is going on for you, and get your thoughts and your ideas and your desires and your fears and your frustrations out onto paper. It can be an extremely therapeutic experience. And yeah, follow your process, be a Virgo, do it by the book, okay? Follow the process, work on yourself, allow, the emotions of the past and the overly kind of emotional state that you've managed to get into to transform into a new state of being. And yeah, move beyond judgment of yourself and into a place of happiness and freedom, while being able to enjoy the abundance of the universe, and at times retreat as well, and rest and take care of yourself. This is the reading I have for you. I hope it was helpful. See you next time.